welcome back to Weekend Breakfast with Claudia, Liza and
very
me,
excited
David.
right now.
I'm always very
Not
excited.
because of me this time.
Well, I'm always excited because...
Usually it is me.
Well, let me just tell you why. Because on Thursday there was an amazing event that took place in Stratford in East London, and this was the opening of Abba Voyage. Now, this has been billed, and actually I have to say I was very nervous about this because I was a kid of the 70s, and of course for me Abba is everything. You know, they're amazing soundtracks, brilliant, brilliant songs. And of course I had heard that they had these avatars that they were doing, or avatars. Yes, very good. And there was this live show that took place on Thursday. I was nervous about the juxtaposition of 2D, what essentially is a movie, but with a band, with some lighting, and I thought it would be a bit rubbish. Yeah. But apparently that is not the case. Well, joining us now is my old friend and showbiz correspondent, Jamie.Lowe. And Jamie, you were there. Good morning to you.
Well, all I have to say is thank you for the music.
Love the shirt.
And
Do you
so,
know, this
Jamie,
was the last tour that they had on offer in the whole
Can you confirm the tour, from what you've seen, was not rubbish?
No, it was amazing. David, you mentioned that it might have been a damp square, but it absolutely wasn't. It probably was just a big high-definition screen. But Abba was there, right in front of me, and I felt what my mum felt when she first listened to Abba in the 70s, and I thought that was just magical.
So just talk us through. So there's obviously a movie playing of Abba, but then Industrial Light and Magic brought in the stage. You had a 10-piece band as well, and we can see pictures here. Look at the pictures. Look at that.
And let me tell you, those lights were all encompassing. So above my seat were several different light fixtures, which would flash me back into sort of reality every sort of few moments and remind me where I was and what was going on around me. It was a moment in history, I think, especially for people that just enjoy Abba as I have as a child and never actually seen them anywhere, you know, in sort of common culture. But I spoke to them. I spoke to Bjorn. I spoke to Anna Frida and Benny. They were right in front of me.
What were they like?
Yeah, what were they like?
Full of beans. For, you know, over 70-year-old four-piece band.
Making a bit of extra cash as well. They would be a bit happy, wouldn't they?
Agreeable, so fantastic, and, you know, fairly comical. Like, Bjorn, in fact, told me about how they made the avatars. So they had these motion capture suits on, as I'm sure we've all seen in sort of BTS of, you know, Hollywood movies. So they had similar ones of that, I think designed by Gucci. I don't fact-check me on that.
No, they were part of the designers. Yep.
And they were there for thousands of hours getting filmed.
No, it wasn't. Dolce & Gabbana, sorry.
Dolce, yeah.
Sorry, it was Dolce & Gabbana, not Gucci.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm clearly not a designer guy, am I?
You are with that sweater on. And so just in terms of the production, it was choreographed by Wayne McGregor. They had this 10-piece live band, as I was saying. Now, they haven't performed since 1982, and many people, there was a sense of real sort of enthusiasm. People were desperate to see them. Did it honestly feel like they were performing again? You say you felt a bit like your mum there, that you were enjoying what she enjoyed as she was growing up. It must have been extraordinary.
The first moment of the show, when they appeared from the floor, they looked like real people.
Wow.
And I know that there's so much work gone into creating these avatars. They've worked with Imagination and Design, which is a Disney studio, to make them so realistic. And honestly, at some points, when they were blown up on the big screens either side of the stage, you could tell that they were, you know, digitally generated Abba. But aside from that, looking down from, you know, I was next to Kate Moss in the dancing booth.
Wow, la-di-da.
I heard you just mention it. Aside from that, they did look like real, actual performers, and the way that they moved around the stage was totally digitally generated. And I mean, I was speaking to Elaine Page just before
as you do.
Dropping all the names in it.
He's worse than I am.
Isn't it? Yeah,
Elaine, just before the show started, and I was like, so, are we going to see memories digitally generated in the future?
Good question.
And she was like, yeah, probably. Because obviously she's worked with Abba in the past, on I Knew Him So Well.
Yes, here we go. And the musical, yes, Chess.
Yeah, exactly. And she said, yeah, this could be the future of memorialising performers and, like, are really important performers, so everyone can see them. So me, as a touching 30-year-old can see what my mum might have saw in the 70s.
Jamie, can I just ask? Because I thought it was going to work as in ABBA will be there singing, I don't know, in the background somewhere, and then the avatars will be there performing while they sing, but that's not how it works, is it?
No, so there's a 20-song set, and there was a lot of, like, sort of serious deliberation as to what goes into that set, because there are 2 breaks in the performance where you see sort of animated short films, let's say, and you're sort of taken into Scandinavia on this journey.
This is over Shinola, apparently.
So those are the songs that maybe aren't so well known, but it's a nice break from the get up and dance of the whole performance. It was that, I think, it gave me the real sort of feeling of ABBA, as opposed to just, you know, the hits that you hear at a wedding.
So the extraordinary thing, and I love this fact, King Carl the 16th, Gustav, and Sylvia, who is a real-life queen, it was there. A dancing queen was there at ABBA. I love that fact.
So I was in the press pen beside a Swedish and half Swedish, half Australian journalist. And when the King of Sweden just sauntered on in, they were like, oh. And I was like, sorry, who was that you were speaking to? Who was that with the nice suit on? And they went, oh, yeah, that is the King of Sweden.
Amazing. Let's just talk about the playlist, because they included one of the songs from the new album, which I really like, Don't Shut Me Down. But there were some notable omissions. Super Trooper wasn't in there. Money, Money, Money wasn't in there.
Winner Takes It All?
I think that might have been
I don't remember.
But my understanding is that they've got a longer playlist, and possibly the idea is that the show changes the whole time, so that you encourage people to come back more than once.
That's definitely possible, because I mean, ABBA. I was speaking to Benny, and ABBA have really broken new ground with the technology that they've done with this show. So Benny actually was a little bit concerned that the proprietary technology that they've come up with could help the sort of deep fake industry, because they are so real. Like, everything that you see the ABBA avatar performers do is a digitally generated movement.
Jamie, for those who don't know about the deep fake industry, what is that?
So that's where you would take a digitally generated face of either of you two and make it say something that you yourself probably didn't want it to say. So Benny has sort of, alerted to the fact that this could, in a way, be used for nefarious purposes. But I think with Imagination Design, the Disney brand that have come up with this stuff, I think it's probably well guarded, so we don't need to worry about that.
And so for those people who are desperate to go and see it, so it's a categorical yes, is it, from you?
Oh, my Lord, absolutely, 100% yes. It was just a night that I've never experienced before, and, you know, I'm quite a stingy guy. For me to walk away buying a jumper from a concert, that says something.
It does, and it looks like one of my old jumpers, actually, from the 1970s, Jamie. Amazing stuff. I'm desperate to go, desperate to go.
Yes, please do. I think tickets are available. I was speaking to the director's PR man, and he says they're quite sold out. But
yeah, so I looked, actually, Jamie. They are sold out for the next couple of months, and then as the months go on, then you can actually get them, and you can actually choose to have either seated tickets or standing up dancing. And Tinkley Tom, our producer, is desperate to go and dance and throw some shapes at
you can get a dancing booth. You can get a whole dancing booth.
Tom, a dancing booth.
The one on the right side of the stage. That's where Kate Moss was.
Oh, Jamie.Lowe, thank you so much for sharing your experience of the new ABBA tour with the avatars.
I'm thinking of Tinkley Tom in a dancing booth. I mean, goodness.
So it's recorded. It's all pre-recorded. That's how it works.
Well, with a live band. So they must play along to a click track. But apparently it's such an immersive experience. And thank you to Jamie.Lowe as well, who not only is a showbiz entertainment reporter, he also happens to be my friend.
Aww.
Poor man.